Okay, our next guest became a mother, a best-selling author, and a successful businesswoman, all by the age of 40. Alli Webb co-founded the prestigious blow-dry company Drybar.
Yeah, she thought she had it all until she didn't. In her new memoir, The Messy Truth, How I Sold My Business for Millions, but Almost Lost Myself, Alli shares the hard truths and wisdom she learned along the way to piecing her life back together. And Alli Webb joins us now live. Alli, so good to have you here on Great Day, Washington.
Thanks for having me. It's so great to be here.
We all love Drybar.
Oh my gosh.
We've all utilized Drybar. When you look back to this little idea you had of a mobile blow dry business to now this empire, like, it's just a crazy journey you've had.
Yeah, I mean, no one is more surprised than me of everything that has happened in the last 13 years. When we started this company, we never knew it was going to turn into the mega success that it has. And you know, with lots and lots of ups and downs and so many great things, and then, you know, a lot of messy stuff underneath it all. But it's been an incredible journey, and I'm super grateful. And, you know, this book is really all of that, as much as I could remember in a book about, you know, building and scaling and growing this amazing company.
Yeah, well, the journey was amazing, and you're taking us through it, of course, in your book. What was it that made you say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and just bear it all in this book?
Yeah, I mean, I get that question a lot, and you know, I think it's just that I have felt this need, this desire, you know, to pour into other entrepreneurs and really. You know, like I said, there's everything I could remember about building this business, every lesson, every mistake, every success, you know, all of it. You know, I felt so compelled really to give back. I mean, so many people have helped me along the way, and there's too much good stuff to not share, I think is really how I felt. But I also wanted to show that you can have this really amazing, successful business and journey, and which I have, but then, you know, like the undercurrent of my life was pretty messed up, not messed up, I shouldn't say that, but pretty messy. And it was just my personal journey, but just kind of the juxtaposition between success and then, like, you know, the underneath of your life kind of potentially falling apart, and just kind of how I managed all of that and made it through. And there's so many business lessons, and there's also so many life lessons of how I was able to manage the craziness that was my life for the last, you know, 11 years.
I think it's so amazing when somebody like you that has built a successful business is transparent and honest, because we see you, we're like, oh, there's Alli Webb, she's this big, you know, making a lot of money, become this big CEO entrepreneur, but things do come at cost. So writing this, putting this out there for people, was this cathartic for you?
Yeah, totally. And you're absolutely right. You know, I think we view success as like the ultimate goal, and yes, I've achieved success in a lot of ways, but there's still so much more to it than just what you see and what feels really glamorous and all of that. And yeah, to answer your question, it was very cathartic, and it was a lot of, like, you know, combing back through my life of so much greatness and so much amazing things that happened, because there were so many amazing things that happened, but then there was some really devastating things that happen too, which is really what we all live through,
right,
you know, no matter where we are in our lives. And so, you know, I think there's something about demystifying it, and to your point, being really open and honest about it. And I think, you know, the world would be a much better place if we were all really honest about our struggles a little bit more than we are, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have about 30 seconds left, but I'm curious, what advice would you give someone else who feels like they are at the pinnacle of their success, like you were, but they feel like something's got to give, kind of like where you were? What would help them out?
Well, you know, awareness. I think awareness is like the biggest superpower you can have. Is like, if you know what's going on with you, then you can get the help or support or whatever you need. But if you're keeping it all like bottled up inside, which I did for a long time, you know, and no one really knows what's happening or what you're going through, I think that's when we all start to really suffer and things start to unravel. So get help, surround yourself with good people, and keep going.
Well, Alli, so great to talk to you this morning. Thank you for sharing this with us and being so open with us as well.
Love your book.
Thank you so much.
All right, Alli's book, The Messy Truth, is out now wherever books are sold.